Hello, everybody. Welcome to Marky Gaming today. Good to see everybody, kind of, because this is pre-recorded. You may notice we're all wearing the same clothes that we were wearing the last session because we're doing this after that session. So, hi from the past.
Hi. Really, that was last week, so yeah.
Yeah. So, we are back today. We'll probably be in the chat as this is going on because we like to hang out with y'all still during the session. But we are not actually live on screen right now. Crazy. But this is session 100 we are recording here. And I am pretty excited for that. Triple digits. We made it.
Crazy.
Session 100. And we are going to continue on with our story of Beacon's Aura. So, we're going to do player introductions as we normally do. So, Rachel, take it away.
This is my third time doing this weekend.
Good job.
Hi.
Gotta be a pro by now, right?
Yeah. I'm Rachel /Pip400. You can find me over at Instagram and Twitter at Pip400art. And that's where you can find all my commissions and different other artworks. I don't even know what the Monday after is gonna bring. I usually do our streams on Mondays over at Marky Gaming at 3:30 CST. I'm assuming I will. I'll probably say something in the chat though if it's if I'm actually doing it. So, but hang out with me. It's always a fun time. In this game, I am playing Karis, a 17-year-old shadow sorcerer, who is still pretty emotional, but has pulled herself together, ready to ask more questions.
Very adult. It's a very adult moment for her.
It was. Growing up a little baby.
Not to be an adult's shutting off your emotion, but more like just the ability to carry on with what needs to be carried
keep going. Yeah.
Karis is going into her cocoon stage.
Cocoon stage.
All right. That brings us to our next player, Kelly.
Hi. Sorry, all I can make me think of with the cocoon stage is that Sabrilla is being a butterfly and then coming out of it as she's blossoming.
Her cocoon of kindness.
Yeah. Or emotional growth. Hi, I'm Kelly. I play Raya at the level 15. Not Shadow Sorcerer, Arcane Trickster, Rogue, and I don't know why I always just think of Shadow Sorcerer every single week. Yeah, I'm in my conspiracy theory mode, so I'm excited to continue today with reviewing all of our questions that we're gonna hopefully answer. So I'm ready.
So ready. Awesome. And our last player, Michael, take it away.
Hi guys, my name is Michael, also known as Bardic Dice, and I just realized this is also my third time doing that this weekend. My stomach's starting to hurt because of Crapplebees, and I don't know if it's because my friends keep on saying that it's Crapplebees and making me think that it's bad, but yeah, I probably ate too much, and so I was like, during the intro, I was like, I don't feel so good. Thanks, Michael, I appreciate it. That's very nice. I hope I feel better too. Bardic Dice in the chat. You can click on his name and follow him on Twitch because I am also on D&D. We didn't have it my future, your past Thursday, but we are going to have it in this upcoming Thursday, which is I'm not going to confuse you. So yes, this Thursday we have Fates United at 6:30 Central with Mark and Rachie and Dee and her husband. Super fun. They just defeated a Kraken. And interested to see what they do next. They have quite many avenues to go. So definitely check that out. Follow us on Twitch, YouTube. Go check out the VODs because I'm sure, hopefully, in 2 weeks, I'll have the episodes up there. So don't get Crapplebees. So that's a lot of fun.
I'm okay if we never get sponsored by Crapplebees, so it's fine.
Maybe Applebee's.
Or we get sponsored by one of their nemesis, like one of the other chains, like Chili's or something.
But Chili's give us a call. And then today I play Mythornon, level 15, Paladin, Sorcerer, Buddy.
Perfect.
Buddy.
I'm going to laugh when you forgot to respond to yourself in the chat next week.
Hey.
And the joke doesn't land, but hopefully remember. We'll see if that landed or not.
It's a long con. We have a while to figure this out.
Actually, you know what? Here, I'm gonna predict. This is what I can see happening. You are in the chat. You forgetting that you did this joke. Go. Oh, I hope you feel better, Michael. And then you actually do that, and then you go. Oh, I played for that. Okay. That's what
We're gonna actually
think is
stumble into
gonna
making it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
We'll
I
see
think
what
what I'm gonna
happens.
do is my original one was when he said we'll be in chat. I was gonna be like, "Hey, fist bump, Bardic Dice." So I'm thinking that the fist bump is the one that I did. So that's probably the one I'll remember, and I'll be wrong, even though I just
Yeah.
did it. So technically, I can save it with a
There you
fist
go.
bump as
You'll
well.
just be
So
really
remember that,
early
Bardic.
when you do it the first time. Okay.
Yeah,
Feels like
yeah.
we're warping time right now.
This is
crazy.
this is weird
Yeah.
stuff.
I might need to bring in Ren Loves Column or something. I forget what exactly the username was. Maybe he'll be the one that watches it. 'cause
Right.
Maybe.
And the column was right. So
Who knows?
That's true.
So yeah, this is all weird time stuff, but hopefully it makes sense to you in the chat when this is
I feel
happening.
like we didn't have this much difficulty last time we did this.
Time stuff is
I don't know
weird.
why we're struggling so hard.
Well,
right
it's
now.
daylight
perspective.
savings too, so I think all of us are just confused about
That's
like what's
true.
going on and like what time
Yeah.
it is.
Present time, we're all confused and
Yeah. Well, and the last time we did this, I think we were so emotionally dead. That was after
oh
Eddie
yeah,
died.
that was
There was,
wild.
like,
And we had to have
no-
session immediately
intro,
after.
Yeah.
I
I just was sitting there like, all right, think like words, and so now I'm actually
Mhm.
not like that. So
All right. Well, I am Mark, the Dungeon Master. So, oh yeah, we do have a Discord with Bark Dice. There probably will be a link if I remember to do that. It goes in the chat right now. Also,
Remember to do
there
it.
should be a shout out for him as well that you should go follow him. So, do those things. Join the Discord. Hang out with us during the week. You can see when people go live with that Discord, because there will be notifications that happen there. And yeah, you can make jokes in the Beacons Aura chat channel on there as well. Post gifts. It's fun time, and I'll probably be able to watch it a little more
while we're
closely.
recording this.
I don't know. I guess it's up to you if you want to post gifts and have everyone be confused for later.
Okay.
They're like, what's going on? Who knows? I don't know. We're just gonna go with this. But I'm Mark, and this is our game, and we are going to go with our intro, and then we'll play our session. So let's do that. All right, we are back, everybody, from that intro, and ready to play today's session. Whatever, it's night
Next
here.
week's session.
As you can see behind Rachel, it's night outside.
Beacons
Yes.
Aura in the evening.
But
Like we'll be like DJs.
Yeah.
perfect.
Smooth jazz.
Yes. Wow.
Jazz, jazz equals jazz.
Like your sisters.
Our sisters.
But last time
So gonna
we
die.
played, which was for us just a few hours ago, the party retreated from their attack with Nagud, and were beginning to run back from that, realizing that Zilla had fallen. They were able to successfully teleport away, though, back to the Sun Elves, where they all kind of went their separate ways and had connection time with others in those moments. Raya kind of more focused in on her notes, things that she's been thinking about, and processing what had happened. Well, Renan sort of went to...
Here's mine.
Yeah, you ended up getting comforted by Gwynestri in that, and having some talks with her. And Karis came back very upset, had a little bit of a firebolt fit, and
You
stomped
imagine
off
the guard
to...
that just is so happy that made that, and I was like, we can fix that.
stomped off to the beach, and was followed by Sabralera, who offered some comforting words as well, some encouragement, some connecting on some similar experiences that had happened throughout their life. But each seemed to sort of motivate the party members forward and be kind of that push to keep going and to continue on this journey forward and trying to figure out what's going on. They took the night to rest, woke up the next morning and met with Gwynestri, Rodden, and Hibbert, and sort of made plans, discussed what they knew, and sounded like they were coming to the conclusion that the next step would be to seek out Zangul and maybe get some answers from him in what's going on, because there's a lot going on and it's still kind of up in the air for the party. So after that meeting, they all left Raya's rope trick safety cocoon, I guess, and you guys have the day to your planning. It is the last day of the year too. Just want to throw it out there because it's so ominous to people. So
do we have anything to do? I just wanted to get more arrows from Ezreal if I could. But other than that, do we have anything we want to do beforehand? Can we look around the camp actually and see if if they have any like potions or anything that they can like sell us, we can trade stuff for? Like, is there anything?
okay. Potions, there isn't really anything of that sort here.
Okay.
Kind of out of luck there. You can find Ezreal if you'd like to.
Yeah. It's okay.
So you seek him out. He is in his cabin, and you show up, and he sort of comes to the door, opens up. Right, good to see you. Come in. What can I help you with?
Well, first of all, how are you feeling? How does he look, actually? Is he looking any better, or does he still look pretty beat?
He's looking a little more lively. He still looks a little tired, but definitely more lively than the last time you saw him.
Okay.
Since you're the one that walked in.
Huh?
Especially since you're the one that walked in.
He's also at only a -1 to his saves, or everything.
Okay, then.
Rather than a -4, so it helps.
Hey, he's getting there.
He's getting there. Yeah, how are you feeling? Are you feeling okay?
Yes, I am feeling better. Resting up a lot. It's been nice. How are you? I heard there was some bad things that happened to you.
Yeah, Zilla wanted to find the dragon, and we found the dragon, but she didn't make it out. We're hoping it'll be like with you, where we're able to bring her back, but we don't know if we can find any resources for that. So, yeah, we'll see.
Yes.
Yeah, Karis is obviously pretty upset, but we're trying to push forward and just see what we can do. Speaking of that, though, I'm hoping to. I don't know if you would mind if I borrowed any of your, or could have some of your arrows, because my gun got taken away, and we need to just make sure we have some ranged attacks, and I only have a limited amount of arrows. Do you have any that I could?
Yes,
use?
I do. He rushes over and grabs his quiver.
Yeah.
You can have them all.
All of them? Are you sure?
Stay safe. Yes, take them all.
How many does he have?
He has 20 arrows in there.
Okay. 20. Cool. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll try and bring as many back as I can, because I do have other things I can use, but I don't want to take all of yours, but I don't know.
Oh,
Dragons
it's
fly,
fine
obviously,
if you
so.
want to use them all day for your safety.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course, yes.
Do you actually wait, hold on. Are you sure you don't need any here what if the village gets attacked? I just thought of that.
I will be fine.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Does it seem like he's like I don't know. I feel nervous about that. Can I like insight him just to see like if
Sure.
does he seem nervous? Because I don't want to take all of his like resources if 24.
24. He seems somewhat confident. You look over and there's a short sword to this line next to the bed.
Okay. Okay. Like I said, I'll try and bring as many back as I can. Thank you though. Yeah, we'll see.
It is
but...
fine. Use as many as you like.
Thank you. Okay. Oh, are you guys with me or is it just me?
It's just you.
Okay. Okay. I gotta go because I think we're gonna try and head out soon. But yeah, take care of yourself and try and take care of the village if anything happens.
You're leaving already. Oh, okay.
I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Be safe.
We have very goal oriented.
I
Yeah,
hope
thanks.
you are going to be safe and hope to see you again soon.
Me too. I hope we'll be fine. But stay safe, heal up. Yeah, we'll try and be back as soon as possible.
Yes, you stay
Oh.
safe too, and yes, I will see you soon.
And I'm very goal. I'm like, I just have the Zen goal thing in my head. I'm like, all right, I'll deal with this later. So I'll just, yeah, I'll take his stuff and I'll meet with you guys back up. And like, I think now I have, let me see how many.
He just
arrows
like
do
slowly closes the door, like partially, and then looks at it again and closes it all the way.
Sorry, bud. I think I had 30 arrows before, so I'll just keep my 50 arrows. Yay, arrows. So I'll put those on, and I guess I'll like come out to you guys and be like, okay, yeah, I know. Got some arrows, got some stuff for ranged attacks, so hopefully we should be a little better off.
Oh, okay.
That'll be
Nice.
good.
Did he have more? Or did he give you the ones that I gave him?
I think he gave me all of them. I made sure he has short swords too, but I made sure he said it was okay. Because obviously I don't want to leave them without any sort of resources if the village gets
Cool.
attacked, but
He gave you a
I'm
lot.
fine.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Do we have any like potions, anything? Nothing like do you guys have
Looking.
anything? I have one tablet, I think, but that's all.
I use my tablet on you, Run.
I have my inventory says 2,
Tablets?
but I do
I
feel
have
like
2 right now.
you have
2
2?
tablets? Okay.
hmm
Okay, then maybe 2 was right. Because I
Helen
think
made
for
us
a while there I
bunch.
only had 1 in there, but I knew I didn't have one because it's just like to keep the.
I had
that's
2.
less. I realized I can go down to 0. Yeah, no, I have 2. Yeah.
I had 2, and then I used one on you, Ren, when you went down with the
So you have 1.
Muno sub 1.
Okay.
Karis
should we-
has 2.
Like keep it the way it is, because
Yeah.
that way you can bring me back if need be.
And you have 2 as well, Ren. Okay.
And I also
Just
have
trying to get a.
some of the necklace stuff. I mean,
I'm sorry. What's in your
Oh,
necklace
yeah.
again?
I don't think you guys can use it, but it's like emergency healing.
I'm sorry. What's in the necklace? I forget.
My
What's
little
left over?
necklace beads. So I don't have like the
Yeah,
big
which-
restoration stuff, but I have like
Okay.
cure wounds
Okay.
and a blast.
But
Okay.
you can use those.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm just writing down I feel like I actually do have a notebook and I'm like writing everything. I feel like I'm just trying to stay organized and like make sure that
I feel
we.
like you're like really, really like zoned in right now.
I feel like we're getting close to some answers, and I am really sorry about everything with your mom, Karis. I want to try and help as fast as we can, and I haven't lost hope about things. But I think the faster we can get things figured out, the faster we can help. So
You're nice, Raya.
Thanks. You're nice too, Karis. Okay. I think not that we're in a great spot, obviously, considering, you know, I don't have my gun and we don't have Shaw to help us with things, but
I think we can make
I
up
think we'll
for
be
it.
okay. I agree.
I started thinking about the spell. I think I can. If I cast it at a higher one, I think I can give you some boost.
All right.
I mean, we're not planning on fighting him though, right? I mean,
I mean,
Probably not.
yeah. I wouldn't want to unless we
If he
have
attacks
to, I
us,
guess.
though.
I know we're leaving if he attacks us. If it's just us three going,
but what if we
It's
have
just
a
him. We have an opportunity.
no. If it's
Okay.
us three just going there, I'm saying no.
Okay.
I mean, he
Oh.
can eat people's souls.
That was my
We
thought
need
as
more
well.
people than that if we're gonna fight him.
Oh, also, Karis, do you want to have your compass out if we go, and that way you can see if there's any sort of rune anywhere near him or where he's at?
I can have my demon compass, yeah.
Yeah. Just because if there is something, and if he, I don't know. I'm trying to think. I don't really know if he has anything like that, but if he does, then at least we could know, and we'll have to come back for it. But
So the only thought process I had, and I'm just putting this out there as an idea, like dragon. If he does attack us, it doesn't hurt to understand him a little better. I mean,
Zangle?
we're not the weakest people ever. If he's alone, we get a little more understanding of what kind of powers he has, what he can do against us. I mean, we can always get out of there before it gets too bad. If he
But we
can,
said I mean, that's kind of what happened last time, and then we were immediately separated.
kind
And
of.
then I couldn't
But
even help everybody.
I think our idea was that we were going to try and kill the dragon if we got into a fight. I'm saying
Yeah.
we don't have to take it that far. That's all. Just a thought. Like I said, I just would
okay.
rather waste an opportunity where we have him there. If it's just one-on-one, we're still gonna have to take him down eventually.
I mean, yeah,
Information
but
we
then
have.
we'd have to take people with us, I feel like. Because,
I
do you
agree.
remember? Yeah, because, like, remember when Illuminance was talking to us about it, and he was wanting us to kill Zangul, and, you know, like, he was telling us about what he could do, like, eating people's souls and stuff. You know, he
that
was
made me
like, it's
nervous.
gonna be really hard. You should bring all these people with you. And, like, I feel like that he probably wasn't lying about, because it's not like he would want us to lose. So,
maybe.
and if
But
he
yeah,
can eat people's souls, I don't want to risk it.
that's fair.
Because we don't know what the soul eating could happen maybe before you're even down. That's what makes me nervous. Like, he may not have to kill you first, and maybe like a thing that he's able to do if we're still,
Yeah,
you know,
that's what I mean.
healthy.
We don't know what he can
Yeah.
do. I would be scared.
That's kind of what I'm saying is we don't know what he's doing. So even if we'd still have to go blind, even if we had people.
What if we don't need to kill him at all?
I
May
would much
not.
rather say that. I'm saying if he attacks us and we get into a fight. That's all.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt to take a few and, you know, try and glean as much information as we can. You know, if we take a round or if we take a couple seconds or two. That's all. I understand. I know you're really worried, Karis. But we don't have much time. We gotta be smart. I'm not trying to be reckless.
That's what I'm saying. If
I
we
agree
had,
with you.
yeah,
But
if we had like 2 or 3 people with us, I'd be like, sure, let's fight him. But if it's us 3 just going, I don't think we should even stay for a second. If it gets bad, we just need to go.
I agree. I
we-
think we should
we're
probably
saying we
not.
don't know that yet. That's all I'm saying. He had
Don't
to
know
use
what.
column. He had to hide behind column to do a lot of his stuff. He could be weaker. He probably is pretty strong, but that's all. It's just something to think about. But
Yeah.
when you say we go, I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna hold back. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy to get out of there.
Okay.
I just think it's important to know what we're dealing with and to take other people in blind. I'd much rather be the three of us to be blind than to take people in with knowledge. I'm willing to risk myself, but I want to make sure we keep as many people alive as we do this.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. I don't know if we should be willing to risk it potentially on this.
I don't
Because,
considering
like-
we have like a lot of other things to
I don't want to fight. I'm saying that's what I'm saying. I don't want this to
Yeah.
be a fight. I'm just saying worst case scenario. We need
Yeah.
to get information.
Yeah,
Understand.
I mean,
weaknesses.
I hope that if we are nice and not sassy and stuff, then maybe he will. Yeah, I just looks at both of them, and me too sometimes, because I'm pretty mad at him because of Rodden. So I need to be careful too, because I might be mad and say something. So if you hear me be sassy, you have to be like, you have to say hi.
Okay. Also, I've been better, I think. I haven't been sassy recently.
I think everyone's gotten better. I'm just saying, sometimes when we're mad, we're dumb.
I think that
I
yeah,
wasn't mad on both of those times, so it could be other emotions too. But yes, I agree.
Oh.
I'd say yeah,
Desperate
we
is the better word.
Oh.
we need to be. I think that we can be truthful and be keep our cards close to the chest, so to speak. So I think that we can try and get as much information out of him and even be truthful about it, or we tell him what we know or ask questions.
We don't even
But
know
I
if
think
he's gonna
that
meet with us too. Yeah.
yeah, and he may not even. I don't know. Yeah, we don't know how this is
Right.
gonna go.
Yeah.
But I agree.
mean,
I think the first sign of trouble, I think we should get out. And
But be prepared.
I am.
Let us
I'm
out.
ready. Mm-hmm.
And we have to fight him.
I have 2 chances to leave.
Yes.
So
Yeah. And is
just stay
Yeah.
close by me till those 2 chances are gone. Then we do have to fight.
okay.
Or
Ready.
run away. Run away.
And Garrus, we do have to fight. Don't hold back. No need to hold back with him.
With Zangle? Yeah.
I think with the dragon, we didn't know what we were doing. Are we killing it? Are we running? Are we just talking?
Yeah.
We have to kill Zangle. Not for a while, but
Yeah. I mean, again, we might not even need to. I don't know.
he eats souls. Really
Yeah.
want to leave him be?
But also, like,
Well, if everyone can leave, maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe we can work something out. I don't know.
Like,
because Boyd, like, I mean, I just don't know if he ate souls. He doesn't sound like he did, but I don't know. It could be. Yeah, we may not have to. I hope, but we'll see.
just a reminder, he was the one that gave Colin his orders, right? Or at least
Or what?
was behind Colin. Colin did a lot of bad things.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't want us
Yeah.
to totally forget how dangerous and bad Zangle was.
Yeah,
What he did to Rodden.
I know. I think I'm more thinking if we don't have to worry about it right now, it's one less thing to worry about, so we can worry about the things that are more like,
I agree.
you know.
I'm just saying in the overall scheme, eventually.
Yeah.
That's all. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not saying right now. I'm on page with you guys.
Yeah.
We're doing this? We're gonna try and call him
Uh,
from the rope thing. Do we leave the city so he can't, potentially fly on us? What's
Sorry,
up
say it
with that?
again.
Well, I mean, are we gonna reach out to him with the stone? Is that our next
I'm.
step?
Beforehand.
I mean, we could do it now, so then,
I don't want to do it in the village though.
why?
If he can track it or fly on us later, then we're putting them at risk. And we might have already done it, but I would much rather walk into the woods or walk to the sanctum or poof somewhere, something.
We
Or
just
we're
have
not
to make
doing it.
Rodden walk with us, and then he'd have to walk by himself, though.
Or we just come back. Yeah.
Huh?
Or we just walk back for when he teleports us.
Oh,
I just don't want to be physically in the Sun Elf village when we call him, because if you have a spell that you can spy on things, if all of a sudden he knows we're calling and he tries to figure out where we're at, I don't want to put the Sun Elves at risk.
Can you do that?
I think so.
Oh.
I've been trying to work on something.
I mean, could we go back in Raya's little thing and do it? Then we don't have to walk anywhere.
I mean, I was thinking about that. I just don't know if the stone works through that. And then we wasted the day. It's a 1 per day thing, you know? I mean, if we use that to try and not be spied on by you know who, then I might not allow the stone to go through. I'm just saying, you know, 15, 20 minutes walk away, make the call, walk on back.
Crap, what was I gonna ask? Shoot. Never mind.
Okay.
But yeah, we could do that if we
Fine.
want.
Trying to be safe. Might not matter. I mean, he can probably spy on us whenever he wants if he has the ability, but
Yeah.
who knows if it's like a mirror, you know?
I will remind all of you too. You do have 8 on you, but it's only 8 hours. So
Yeah, I think that's kind of why Ren has a little bit of urgency too.
Get up and go. Yeah.
Yeah.
If we're gonna do this, let's do it now.
Okay. Okay, so just to make sure we're all on the same page, we want to talk to him first. We don't really want to fight. We want to try and, I don't know, I mean, I don't even mind telling him, hey, you were right, we were wrong, you know, all that stuff, as long, like, it's basically saying what we can to try and get him to talk to us.
It's the truth. Yeah.
Yeah. And being nice and being like acting like we're not super mad that he was mean to Rodden and acting like we're fine and stuff like that. And then we don't talk about where all of our friends are, but we can talk about everything else that we found, right? That's what we said.
Yep.
Yeah, we shouldn't.
Other demons, illuminates.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to get him to fill in the gaps.
Mm-hmm.
But the only thing that makes me nervous is that if he wants a soul feast, I don't know. I'm sure he'll trick information out of us that'll just hurt people and not actually hurt Illuminants. But
Well, the only thing I actually was gonna say about that is I wonder if we should not talk about, because
yeah,
I don't see any reason to.
yeah.
Unless it's important to say,
Or he
like for
brings it
some
up.
reason, like he already knows about it, but I feel like if you like eating souls, like that's like.
I do want to ask him about Stokes.
Oh yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
I think anything else is fine. I just though this thingy, I just don't know.
So, unlike the dragon, I will go into it hoping that we don't fight, or thinking that that's the escape plan.
Yeah.
And I apologize about the dragon. I just figured we were there. Thought that's what we were going to do since I had a room.
Well,
Once
yeah,
I
I mean,
was in league with Illuminants.
I think I was gonna actually say I'm sorry if I made it sound like it was all your fault, Ren, because I think if we would have won, it would have been like, I'm glad you said that we should do this. You know what I mean?
I think if we wouldn't have gotten, I think if we wouldn't have gone in the pit immediately, that would have. There was a lot of things that just happened that it kind of turned the tide of things.
To walk away and talk about it,
Yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
it happened. I don't think no one meant for things to happen the way they did. I think it just kind of did. But hopefully we can, be more prepared this time around and make sure that we're safe at least. So
yeah.
Should we start walking to the woods?
Well, actually, really fast. I was gonna go tell Sab the plan, but also I was going to ask her if she's ever heard of not Illuminates, Acacius or Raxon or any of that,
That's
because
true.
she was from the other thing.
Mhm.
So it might just be good if she knows something.
Gonna do this beforehand?
Yeah, it'll be super quick. I'll run really fast.
Okay. Go poof in the shadows.
Zoom. What'd you say?
Go poof in the shadows.
Yeah, they're shadows.
So you go off quick to find Sabralira, and you do find her kind of going about the day, setting some things up. Good morning, Karis. What can I do
Hi.
for you?
How does she look emotionally?
I mean, she's holding it together.
Good job, Sal.
Hair everywhere. Circles in her eyes. Tissues everywhere.
Tears.
Depression.
It's very
Sweatpants
her.
on. Yeah.
Depression
That's Sab 100%.
So she'll be like, "Hi, okay, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about kind of what we're doing." So I just kind of give her a rough game plan, and that will probably come back before we figure out what to do next.
Okay.
I was gonna ask you though, really fast. Have you ever heard of a place called Ahatia or Varaxon, or of a guy that's a boss man named Acacius?
She thinks for a little bit. I do not have a lot of history with many religions or beliefs of other planes, places of existence, so I do not know what that is.
Okay. I didn't know if maybe you did because of you guys being from somewhere else.
I do not have any knowledge about it. I was still fairly young when I came here.
Oh. Wait, how old were you?
I came here when I was 18.
That's almost what I am.
Yes. So we
Oh,
were
okay.
similar in age.
Oh, okay. Wait, how old were you when everything happened? Like, with all the, like, everyone dying and stuff.
Here?
Yeah.
I mean, it started shortly after we came here.
Oh, I didn't realize it happened that soon. Okay. I was talking about the assassinations. I don't know if that's.
Oh, yes. Yes, that was shortly after we came here. That was I
Oh.
was 20, I believe, when that happened. 19 or 20.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay, well, I was just wondering if maybe you knew anything, but that's okay. Yeah, we'll be back.
Be safe, Karis.
You too.
She goes back to her work.
Yep. Run away!
Okay,
Narda, run back to the group.
perfect.
This ain't Narda. Oh my god.
I feel like if any character I've played would Narda run, it would be Karis.
It would be her.
Probably.
He finds just a
Just for the
comic
fun of
somewhere
it.
out there. That's a great way to run. Look at this manual on how to run faster, Redden. I found a headband with it too.
All right. So the three of you are back together again.
Okay, she doesn't know.
Oh, okay. Do you want to
I
make
just
this call
didn't-
now? It was worth
Yeah.
a shot, though. Yeah, I mean, hey, if
Yeah.
you knew, maybe she'd been holding out on us and didn't know the connection.
Mm-hmm.
That's my thing. I'm like, I wonder if
Good
someone has
thought
knowledge.
process.
I'm wondering if some people have knowledge they don't even know is important, and we have to just ask the right person.
True. Should we ask everyone in the camp right now?
Nope, let's go make
Maybe.
that call.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So yeah, I
Keep
guess we
doing
could.
that one.
All right. So
See how we're walking out a little bit of ways.
just the
Yeah,
three of
just-
you?
Mhm.
I don't think Rodden should be involved on this one.
Okay.
Unless you guys have any other.
Well, if he's like, I'll be here
Yeah.
right now. You know.
Hmm?
I guess I could be
Come
like,
past.
We could be like, no, you fine, you can wait. We'll
it
come to
depends
you.
on how much
whenever-
you can use it.
Wait, what? I'm confused. I mean, like, the stone?
Can I look and see how the stone works? Is there any way I would know?
You don't have any idea.
Uh-huh.
Did you have Shaw look at it before?
Thought he did.
I think you had
but-
Shaw
We
look at it,
showed
right?
him. I think we did.
So yeah, I think he would explain that you can do one message with it per day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to be
And it's a
very
Just
short
one-
message.
Is it like
one
back?
there,
just
one
one.
back. One there and
Okay.
one back. That's it.
Okay.
Okay.
So we could be like, we are coming there in 20 minutes.
Or
Yeah.
just,
Will you meet with us?
yeah, hey, we understand you might be more right. We want to talk to you. Are you okay if we meet you at the cabin?
Or maybe not in. Well, can Rodden transfer us without coming himself, right?
Yeah.
You can just poof. Okay, making sure.
Yep.
Okay.
I
I
Yeah,
said-
he
really
doesn't
want
have to
check
go.
out that cabin. Yeah.
I wonder what his house is like.
Yeah, I don't know.
I never thought about it in that way. That's how to get Karis on board. Yeah, we're checking out Zanku's.
Olive's house. What's his bed look like?
It's just huge. Yeah. Just a little twin-sized bed, in a little cabin. Oh,
Hang over the edge.
he has a race car bed. Oh, wow. We misjudged him. I feel bad about killing him.
Yeah, I was maybe Karis, if it's okay with you, that maybe Raya sends a message.
Me?
Oh, really? Why?
Why me?
I just if it looks like he's trying to find his words really carefully. I mean, if we only have one shot per day, Raya, you're just very succinct, with
What's
your word.
succinct mean?
precise.
No, I think Kara should do
Accurate.
it. I think she has a better way
Yeah.
with words than me. I think I'm not very good with talking. So if he needs convincing, I don't think I'm going to be the one to be able to convince him. Karis is
Right.
not succinct, but
However-
let's come up with something beforehand though. I say we
What I'm saying is, Karis, you are very good
Thank you. I can do it, Ren. It's okay.
when you need convincing and have more lines to say something.
I
But
can
if
say
this
it
is-
short.
Okay.
I say we come up with something. I say we come up with something together, and then you can just say that, Karis.
I could say, "Hi, Zangle. What'd you eat for breakfast this morning?" And then I can talk to him about what I ate for breakfast. I can make it short, Ren.
I'm glad we're all keeping our spirits up. Okay.
Bleeding at Raya right now.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna be like, no, I think that she should do it.
Ren, that was sarcasm.
I'm afraid it's not going to be. I trust you, Karis. Fine. As long as you know,
Yeah.
just remember, you have one shot at this.
Let's
Yeah.
Yeah, let's come up with- let's-
Everything we need to say has to be all said in the beginning. That's all.
let's come up with it together. We can think of like what would be something that we think would entice him to want to talk to us.
We were wrong.
We're looking for the truth about what's going on. We think he
wanna
may be
help you
right.
Take down Illuminants. Let's
Uh-huh.
talk.
Should we be that direct?
Yeah.
I'd say maybe
I
yeah,
think
I'd
so.
say you're right.
That's what I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
Okay.
We realized we were wrong. we want to help take down Illuminants, you meet us at the cabin. And you can add any flourish you want, Karis.
What did you eat for breakfast this morning? Was it a soul? No, I'm just kidding.
Might not be the first. Yeah, might not be the best opening
Yeah.
line.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
Do you know how many words we get?
He was nervous. Yeah, I don't think he said how
I believe
many
in you.
words. Just had a short message, though, right? Do we not know the actual number count of the message?
25 sounds about right.
Oh, all right.
I think I can do it.
Karis can. Sorry, I probably should know this by now.
What?
I know you don't know your alphabet. Do you know how to
Yeah.
count?
A little bit. I can count punches. And you
Oh,
count
You can
workouts.
count 25 punches with words?
Yeah.
Okay.
25 ward punches. Yeah.
Cool. I just making sure you weren't like, 1, 2, 25.
It just gets confusing when it's talking about monies and how much you take away and you put in, and then there's like 100 something. Then I don't know.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I used to be able to trick my sister with, you'd say like, hey, I'll give you 4 of these or like 2 of those. But it's really like, 2 gold and 4 silver or something, It's like, oh, I want 4 because it's more.
You didn't know what money was.
I was using that as an example. I mean, like,
Oh, your other sister, you mean?
We should probably send the message. Let's
Yeah, no,
Yes,
yeah, the village
yes,
one. I'm not talking
family.
about. No, not Muno.
She always forgets he even has that like a sibling dynamic with
I
someone
guess
else.
we could have done the
so-
same thing with like berries and fish or something. But yeah, no, I meant.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't even talk to your sister, your actual sister, until recently. So
Yeah. True. Yeah. Karis was going, I thought he didn't know that she existed. Is she lying right now? I don't know.
Your eyes just like bling, bling, bling. What?
all right. So you make your way out about 20 minutes or so from the camp, in the middle of nowhere, basically. No
Mhm.
distinguishing places, just in the woods.
Any slugs or random people running around with bags of slugs?
You do not notice any as you go. This area is kept pretty clean, it looks like, by the Sun Elves.
Was it Christmas? Was it Slug Christmas? Is that why we had that fight? It's the Santa Claus.
Exactly.
Took a
That's
bag.
what it was.
New Year's now. That's, oh, man.
All right. So,
Seriously, like,
Mark just keeps doing some of his notes. It's freaking me out. To be honest.
me too.
why are you guys nervous? There's nothing to be nervous about.
he's-
I see him
he's got
doing
his,
things over there,
he's
and I
got
just
his demon stat list and demon wormling stat list, and DCs on how to get out. And
Don't worry about it, guys. Just do your
Oh
do
my
your
God.
stuff, and
the
I'll do
mimic
my thing
cabin
over
that's gonna
here.
fight us when we get there, and
what?
So,
the mimic cabin that fights us when we get in there and grapples
Right.
us and won't let us leave.
Oh man. Oh hey, wait, before we do this officially, do you guys want a health tablet? Or no. No, everyone
Yes.
has one, right?
1, 2, 2. Yeah.
Oh.
I think
yeah.
I'm the most
mind.
likely to go down, so I only have one.
Never
However,
mind.
should I bless us just in case?
Well, maybe not right now, right? Because we're gonna
I mean, I guess you are in
Talk to
my
him.
aura. Yeah. Well, just
Yeah.
like in case there's any weird stuff that happens.
Oh.
I won't be able to keep it on when we're talking with him long term. but
Yeah.
It's fine. We got my aura going.
Okay.
Believe in
Oh.
Alasha, everybody.
Wow, that sounds
That's-
cool.
The aura.
all right. You
Okay.
pull out the little stone that you got from Column.
I just gotta like look at it for a second.
We're just
We got
weird that
this.
We're using this, right?
Uh-huh.
Who thought we'd be here?
Mm-hmm.
This is weird.
Very weird.
Wait.
What?
Okay. I don't know. I just got nervous. What if it signals someone else? But I'm just being paranoid. I'm
A
sorry.
real
Go ahead.
big bad.
I'm just scared.
Who
Continue.
wants his boss?
I'm just scared.
His name's Mark.
All right.
You got this, guys.
Okay.
Guidance.
Thanks.
Welcome.
Yeah, so she will go, she'll hold the stone and she'll say, let me think about it. I had it worded and then I just forgot it.
Just a long beep. Dial tone. Beep.
Yeah, beep.
Hello. Hello. Prank call this.
Yeah, so she'll go, you were right. Or I'll go, you and Column were right.
Okay.
Can we meet to talk about what to do at Column's cabin?
Is that it?
Uh,
Doop 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 doop.
I have a couple words left, don't I? I think I have 8 words left.
Get 2 left on that one and 5 more.
She'll say, no tricks, we just want to talk.
Okay. Wait a moment. And here, back in your head, I'll be there.
I'll be there.
Yeah, she's like holding it, like waiting, and all of a sudden she just like goes like this. Okay, he said he's
What did
gonna
he
be
answer?
there.
Oh, okay.
That-
Why
that all
why
he
am I
said?
afraid of that response?
What?
That all he said?
Up.
Okay.
Okay, let's go back.
He didn't tell me what he ate for breakfast. I'm
You
just
didn't
kidding.
ask.
I didn't say that. That was a prank. I'm so nervous, and I don't think that joke was funny at all. But I'm just so nervous right now.
We'll be okay. I'm nervous too,
Just
but
pull her in and give her a nuggie.
all right, let's hustle back. We don't want to keep him waiting if he's gonna show up. So
I am casting Death Ward on all 3 of us.
Oh,
Yeah.
smart.
All right.
Very
good.
smart.
Actually,
Ah,
is it equal? What would I do if I did 4?
That one is the. I think the higher it goes, the.
No, I'm saying if I twin spelled it with 1,
Yeah.
cast it with 2, and then I'd still have to get points back with 3. Yeah, I'll twin spell it on the 2 of them and then myself.
And it's probably a little bit cheaper.
Yeah, and then I can cast a 3rd level to get.
All right.
And then I'll refill my pool of sorcerer points.
All right. So you are all death warded.
Or 4. Yeah, and then I'll cast a 2nd level to get sorcerer points back.
Okay.
Saved me 2 levels.
So you're walking back to the cap now.
hustling. I'm hustling at least.
All right. Some pep in your
Some
step.
pep in my step. Ah!
Wow, y'all
Beautiful.
are twins too.
I know, this is great. We're all synced up together.
Ready.
But you begin your walk back with some haste towards the Sun Elf village. You make it back in there as Sun Elves are just kind of going about their business, doing their normal thing. Guards watching, people eating food, cleaning some fish. Anything else you want to do here?
While we were walking back, could I have just like looked around to see if I could see any like of that old, like that other demon guy or like any slug things waiting around just because we're leaving? And
Me too. Yeah.
Sure. You can
Do
roll
some
perception
stuff.
rolls if you'd like.
I've been rolling stinkers all day.
That's a D8, not a D20.
4.
14.
I mean 6.
22.
4, 6, and 22.
Yeah.
14.
14, 6, and 22.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. You guys don't notice anything.
All right. Yeah, we'll hustle back then.
All right.
That's a bonus action.
Back in the camp. You doing anything with anybody before you go?
I said goodbye to Sab. Rodden's gonna help us get there.
Mm-hmm.
Just pop in and check on Ezio. We don't have to roleplay it, but just say hi and see how he's doing. And
Yeah, he's getting recovered up.
did he eat the candy that I gave him?
You look around, you do not see the bag of candy.
Oh, maybe he ate it.
He wrapped up and tossed in the trash. Didn't want to hurt your feelings.
Call the
Also
nearest
likely.
kid, just take it, eat it,
Yeah.
go fishing with it.
All right.
Oh.
But yeah, everyone else is just sort of standing around, doing
Be
their
ready to
normal
cast
stuff.
Bless before he sends us.
Yeah, I guess we. Oh right, I guess Rodden knows the plan because we already told him.
All
I
right.
don't remember anything. I'll ask Rodden too as we're like kind of getting ready. You don't remember anything that he can do, right?
How he
We should
eats
look out
souls.
for.
I just remember him being kind of scary. He's tricky, I think. And
Is he prideful?
I don't know, maybe. But it just, yeah, I just remember him being kind of scary looking, and I mean, he looks like he's probably kind of shifty and sneaky. That's about all I know.
Is that what you meant by tricky?
Like, he looks like he could, I don't know, hide in shadows and do things like that. I don't know. Just it's all kind of a blur though.
Okay. Good to know though. Do you remember if he can do magic?
I don't know. But I mean, I know that I heard stories about him, I mean, actually eating people's souls. So be careful.
That's really scary. Do you know what the stories were? Like how it happened?
Just that it was a random person that he ate his soul or something. I don't know. I don't know how he did it. column kept us safe from that when we would go there.
They say how or just his presence?
I think when we were with him, he knew we were with column, so he didn't do anything to us.
Mm.
So be
See
careful.
if he can control himself.
Be careful. As he's drawing like the circle on the floor of the cabin, you guys are staying in.
Put a hand on his shoulder and just give him a hug. Thank you for everything you've done. Come back.
Yeah, just be safe.
Turn around to give the others some privacy.
What'd you say?
The way you said that
I
was.
just turn around to give the others some privacy.
Are you saying it to me? Am I like?
No, more for Gareth.
No, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, she would. Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how anxious does he seem right now?
Probably pretty close to 10.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she'll be like take him by the shoulders. Like, hey, it'll be okay.
Yeah, you can get out of there if anything goes wrong, right?
Should we
I
bring
hope so,
someone
yeah.
just in case? Gwen?
If we want to try to bring Gwen, we can.
We hadn't gotten it. Here's my only concern. Do we know if Zangul had compulsion powers like Colin did? Like, did he give it to him, or did Colin just randomly have that? Do we hear about that
I
at
think
all?
that was just
That's from the
Colin. But...
injection.
Okay. Yeah. In that case, yeah, we could always bring Gwen and see
I'm
if she
just
wants
saying,
to
if we
come.
do get stuck and a fight does happen and you wish we had more people,
Because it couldn't
we
hurt to
should
bring
have
her.
brought more people.
Are you sure that the same thing doesn't happen to Ezhel that would happen to her? She tried to leave.
Yeah,
he's
that's
left
what I'm
behind.
worried about. Like, the more people we bring.
That's true.
I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah, no, it's not a bad idea. Because I was thinking about like saying it earlier.
It's up to you guys. I can make the circle work for all of you. So.
With how much I've gotten to know her, I mean, obviously I'm not going to meta or anything, but we've gotten to know her pretty well. She doesn't seem to be like the most lacking in charisma, right? She's decent, hold her ground, or is it in her own way that she's charismatic, sort of thing?
Give me.
I'm really not trying to meta or anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna say all three of you each can give me a wisdom check.
15.
Okay.
19 down to an 18.
Okay.
Love the negative ones. I really do.
Oh man.
They're the best.
You're muted.
Sorry, I forgot. I was like burping, so I didn't remove the mic. 21.
21.
Mutes us so we don't hear the burps. Tells us anyway.
Yep.
I like it.
All of you kind of understand that Gwynestry is not as skilled as all of you. She got started on elaborate training well after all of you kind of got going, and she has not developed her skills quite as much as all of you.
Even Rodden, right?
Even Rodden. Rodden has more sort of natural ability that he's shown. Gwynestry still is capable of a good amount of things.
But she might be like bringing another Ezhil, essentially.
It's definitely bringing somebody who is lower level into the fight. And it's not like one level. It's a
change.
It's a significant ish number.
Few rungs down the ladder, so to speak.
Yeah.
Okay.
You-
With that knowledge, yeah, I'd rather keep her in the village then.
Okay.
If that's okay with you guys. I mean, she'd probably be better set
Yeah.
to protect the village from the slugs.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yep, I agree.
I'd rather it be the three of us than a liability.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe not.
You guys want me to finish this? Because once I
Oh.
do, you have just like a moment to do it.
Okay.
I cast Bless. We have a minute.
I just hug him. We'll come back.
Okay. He'll hug you and
You're-
go down with the chalk and draws the last little bit and steps out and it begins to glow. Okay. See you on the other side. And yeah, you guys can step in.
Oh,
I'll let the other two go first.
I'll go first.
yep. Are we rolling?
And then I'm going.
I'll step in.
But as I'm stepping in, I'm like, "You're really cool," and then it like disappears.
Okay. All of you step in.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You feel that similar kind of feeling that Karis has. This one feels much more direct, though. Like it is a straight shot. It's not as kind of all over the place. It's straight. They're being pulled. And you all appear standing sort of on a similar looking circle on the ground within a rather abandoned looking cabin. It's very cold in here. You can hear wind kind of blowing through, and the curtains are moving with the wind. This has been a long abandoned looking place, falling apart in disrepair. You can tell you're pretty high up in the mountains. You hear some creaking sounds of something on the roof.
I cast Detect Magic.
You look around. There's that faint glow on the ground beneath you. There's the stuff on you. Don't sense anything else.
Can I do a quick search throughout the cabin just to see what I can?
You're gonna go through stuff, or you're just like scanning?
I think I'm gonna go through stuff just to see really fast if I can.
How creaky?
know.
did you
Wait,
say
yeah,
the
wait.
things
Is he
on the
coming
roof?
up on the roof though? Like,
Actually, is he
'cause-
sound like he's coming down, or is he just waiting there? Like, what does it sound like?
It happened like right when you arrived. It's just kind of shift of weight or something.
In that case, I'll just do a quick scan around, and then I'll see how much time I have.
Okay,
Okay, I'll do a
perception
scan. 18.
You give a quick look around. There's really not much in here. It's very bare. Most things are pretty broken or dirty looking that you do see. And yeah, it's really not much. Like there's like a couch that looks like it's pretty worn and weathered. This is very much exposed to the elements, as like a lot of the windows are broken. Just wind is blowing through. There's little piles of snow in places. Dust everywhere. You do kind of keep looking though, and you look through one of the windows, and a head of a demon pokes through with like spines all over it and is just staring at you. And there's another window behind you that another demon's face moves into.
Do you recognize them? Like, do I recognize them as Zangul? Because I've seen them before.
They don't look like Zangul from what you remember. They look more like things that you've fought otherwise.
Is it the one that we brought back from the mountain?
There's one that looks like that, definitely. And kind of motions you out and
Oh,
walk back.
okay.
demon butlers.
I'll just look at you guys and be like, that's not Zangul. I think these are Zangul. But
Okay.
yeah, I think we should follow them. So I'll start stepping out and like following them.
I'll be like looking all over to see if there's any traps or anything.
Okay.
Same. I'll be
Give me
trying to
a
be careful.
perception roll as well.
Yeah, I still have detect magic up.
Do I give you
11.
another one or no?
Yep, you can give me another perception roll.
13.
What'd you get, Fish?
11.
You don't notice any
18.
traps. It looks like there's a straight shot to the door.
You got an
I'll
18.
start walking.
Yeah, I got an
Okay.
18.
Just making sure.
So you all walk
Okay,
out.
I'll start.
You hear that shifting of weight on the rooftop above you.
Look up.
Yeah, it's just the ceiling, but sounds like something's
Oh, we're
moved
not
on the roof.
No, I thought you said we walked
You-
up.
Oh, I'm
you
walking
walk
out
out.
of the cabin, yeah.
Yep, you all walk out the front door, out into the cold, kind of rocky mountaintop that there is. As you do, there's a view that looks out, and you see ocean.
Oh, are we on top of the mountain?
You're on top of a mountain looking out,
Don't think we should have teleported past the mountain, guys.
and there's ocean there.
I could have swore you said Colin said he brought me past the mountains, not looked.
Wait, so I'm sorry. So you were saying, so if we would have gone past the mountain, there'd be ocean.
What
So
if
we
just drowned?
Plunk.
Oh, I thought you were making fun of us because
Drowned.
we didn't. I was like, oh, okay, I got it. You have ocean, so there's nothing. And if we look out, do we see any land, anything?
Yeah, I mean, it
past
goes-
the ocean?
Yeah.
It goes down, there's some land, and then there's ocean that you just see all the way out. You don't see anything else beyond that.
That's yeah. I didn't know if there's any like we saw anything that was like okay,
Mhm.
just ocean.
Looking the other way, can we see the layout of the rest of like? Are we tall enough to see like the rest of?
Nope, you're on one side of it,
And-
so you're looking one direction, you see the ocean. The mountains are still like up on the other side of you.
Oh, okay. So he's gotten like a cabin on like the opposite side of the mountain.
From
Oh,
what
okay.
you're looking at, and where kind of the sun's positioned, you'd guess you're on the western side of the mountains.
Yeah. See, Brandon wanted to go check past the mountain so bad that one day.
But this is very different
Yeah,
than
we
the
should've
map
done
that you
it.
have. That
Mhm.
is there.
Yeah. And everyone said you can just venture past beyond the mountains after Zangul's dealt with.
And go
Obviously
find other
not.
cities and yeah.
And didn't really fast for clarification too, didn't like the original people say, yeah, there's supposed to be like tons of towns beyond this and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And the map you
Okay.
have
I don't know.
is like there is tons of land out. This ocean
Mhm.
should not be here.
Mm. Okay.
So as we walk out and we see this, and I'm gonna look back on the roof. What do I see?
So you get outside, you look out, and then there's a pretty good amount of demons. These like spiny ones that you've seen before, some flying
Okay.
and like perched on the roof, and then up on the roof too you see the dark form that you recognize to be Zangul. I'm gonna change up my music to back
Whoa.
to our good old bad guy music.
Emon.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, when were we thinking of
Calming.
taking a break? Because
Yep, we can take one right
Um,
now. How about that?
that'd be great.
So you look up, you do
Just so we
see
fully
the form
focus.
of Zangul surrounded by multiple other demons or other demonic creatures. And he just looks down at you. And that's why we will take our break. So we'll be back shortly, everybody, with this conversation with Zangul, or fight with Zangul, or whatever happens with Zangul. We'll be back shortly. And see how things go from here. So stick around, and we'll be back soon. See y'all soon.
Back.
All right, everybody, we're back from our break, and we are ready to kick off this conversation with Zangul. He is perched on the top of this rooftop of this cabin, surrounded by multiple other demons, devils, whatever they are, sort of watching all of you. Some of them with just really sharp-looking claws or pointy spines on them. Some of them holding some weapons in their arms. All kind of standing at bay, though, for now, as Zangul looks down upon you. Yes?
Okay, sorry. I was gonna say, as I examine his face and stuff, not that we can tell, but does he look like? How does he look? Like his mood is before we can even. I don't know.
What's his mood, and also just how does he look in general? Like how tall is
Yeah.
he? Blah 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 blah.
So he's not massive in size. He is slightly bigger than you guys are, but he's got some big wings. He's very kind of black and scaly looking, and yeah, just very dark and intimidating. He's got very, like, his eyes almost kind of glow yellow as they stand out against the rest of his very black form. There's not much features you can make out, but there are some very sharp looking teeth you can see, some big claws, and he is very skinny looking too. Like he could probably looks agile.
He look like
Divine sense
like
for him and see if anyone else is here.
You divine sense everything that's in the area all pings for you. The fiend. You don't notice anything hidden at this time. But he just kind of creeps forward on the rooftop towards you, looking down. You all hear in your heads. You wanted to meet.
Can you understand us? Or do we have answer in our heads, or do I how do we?
How do you respond?
When I go to,
How does this work?
I guess I'm gonna ask outright, can you understand us, like this, just in a.
Yes.
We only hear an answer in our heads, then, right?
Yeah, you hear it in your head.
Okay.
She spoke out loud?
She spoke
I
out
did.
loud. Yep.
So I want everyone to be able to hear. So I'm trying
I
to.
just want to make sure we're on the. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mr. Zangul, we recently had falling out with the big boss man in the city. I don't know if it's okay to say his name or not.
We don't know if he can hear us.
Anyways, also, we paid a visit to Nazgul and learned some interesting things.
And we're hoping that maybe you can fill in some gaps for us, because there's a lot of things that don't really make sense.
We are willing to listen.
We realize we
What
both
you-
been deceived.
Yeah.
You hear it in your head. You understand. Now.
Partly.
Partly, yeah.
Illuminants must die.
Can we ask you some questions about just some things
What
to
you
help us
know?
understand? Yeah, understand, because we're still very confused about what's going on.
Do you intend to help me? Now that you've slain the previous one,
You seem upset by that? Like,
Yeah, what's his mood?
oh, very upset.
we don't even have to roll.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say,
We
well,
were
when we-
missed.
yeah, we were confused, but when we saw Nazgul, he explained some things about what was happening. And he mentioned, a lot of different things that were confusing. Did you guys all make an agreement with Illuminance originally? You and Nazgul and
Well,
Boyd
wait,
and...
but
Okay,
before
sorry.
we get into that, though,
Yeah.
we want to take care of this, and if it's looking like how it's looking, that Illuminance is bad, then he needs to go away. He took our friend, Mr. Shaw. He took him like away from here. I don't even know where, with the whole tower.
Like a different plane.
He said that we were too risky. So I think automatically we are his enemy now.
Yeah.
The problem with Column was that we didn't know any of this. Column had methods that we thought were a threat to us, to the other, with our friends and family.
He'd killed our friends and family. We thought that he was misinformed, I guess.
We
Oh, we
realized
realized.
spoke the truth.
Yeah.
And we are more than willing to hear you out and hopefully help each other take out a bigger threat. But we still need some more information. We need to understand what happened. And if our actions are helping or hurting Illuminance with all of these things.
We have been trapped here for years. And we want to be free.
You want to go back to Vraxen, or did you come from somewhere else?
We were in Vraxon.
All of you were, I think, is what Nazgul said. Is that true? Even Illuminance?
Yeah, everyone was there?
He came to us, offered a deal. A stupid deal. And he wouldn't
What
let
was-
me leave.
Yeah, can you say what the deal was? Are you allowed to?
Yeah, are you able to talk about it?
He wants us free.
Illuminance
Free
wants to be
what?
free?
Free of Vraxon.
Oh,
Are you not free from Vraxon here?
I am trapped here.
and you were trapped in Vraxon too, then? Is that what that means?
This is nothing.
So are you trying to get back to where you're originally from, or to Vraxen? Vraxon.
Anywhere but here.
So he made you a deal to help him. And when you got here, did he change that deal? Is it taking too long? What happened?
I no longer wanted to be part of this. But he kept me.
Was
Why did
there a
you not want to be-
reason? Yeah.
Why'd you not want to be part of it anymore? Did things change or did it just take too long?
You don't seem like you're the only one that doesn't want to be part of this deal anymore.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of people didn't.
We want to be free. He trapped us here.
Was it all of you? Like, then to like look around at like everyone. Was it like all of you guys, or was it like just you and like some of those other people, like Jarzagon and stuff?
Every one of us.
Oh.
We know of Jargazon, some deal maker named Boyd. Osgood.
Just so you know,
You.
not Nazgul. It's like not like Nazgul. It's
not good. Right?
Noghood.
Yeah.
Not
Not
good.
hood.
Noghood.
Oh,
Everyone keeps saying
it, I was
Nazgul.
like, she's always been right with names. I know I'm wrong.
Yeah.
It's
Not
Noghood.
Nazgul.
Noghood.
Not good. Not good.
Are there any
Yeah.
more?
Yeah, those are the ones that we know about or have spoken to.
It just motions to all of them, one standing here.
Not like everyone, right?
Oh.
I mean, more main ones, I guess. Ones that are in charge.
Illuminance is in charge.
You know who Acacius is? The dragon Nagad seemed really
He spits on the
intent
ground as you say the name.
Oh, so Naga
And
didn't tell us
spits
much
with them
about.
just to try and, relate.
Naga didn't tell us much about who Acacius was, besides just somebody who was in charge of.
You hear
I
a
think,
growl
Hadia.
in your head when you say the name again.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you have something you'd rather I call him?
How about the enemy or something, right?
Okay. That person who is from Hadia. Do you know much about, or what did that person do to all of you? You all seem to really hate them.
I hate all of them.
All of everybody in
Celestials?
Ahetia?
Yes.
Why?
They're vile to me.
And Illuminance was kicked out of there, right?
Banished.
So he says.
Did he say why?
Did not ask.
But he was your way out of Vraxon, so you took it.
Do you know if Illuminance is
Well-
working for that person? Like, do you think that
Illuminance
he
works for himself.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to clarify. I apologize. Did you choose to leave Vraxon, or did Illuminance take you from Vraxon and trap you here?
Illuminance took me. And all of us.
It's like he took us, right?
So let me make sure I have this right then.
Did he
You
respond to that at all?
He just
Before you go on to the next
he
question?
doesn't really give a affirmative or anything. He just
Sorry.
yeah. Should we like
Sorry, we're like
I know we're
speeding up on these questions.
Answering
Yeah.
questions. So maybe we could like just pause after just in case there's I'm doing the same thing. But okay.
Okay.
So did he didn't say anything then?
no. He doesn't really respond with anything at that point.
Okay.
Just kind of like leans back a little bit.
So, to make sure I got this right, you all are from Varaxon. You all had a deal with Illuminance because you wanted to leave Varaxon?
And he trapped you
Okay.
here.
And then he trapped you here. What was the deal, though? I don't get that still.
He claimed a feeding ground of souls.
You know for what purpose?
Greatness is what he spoke of.
Was the deal the same for all of the other people that we talked about, like the dragon, like
I
Jarzagon, all
don't
them?
know what he promised them.
Okay. Because because from what he said to Nazhood, did I say that right?
Noghood.
Dang it!
Not good.
Did it right? Hold on.
Nahgood.
Naghod.
Wait, change it.
Naghod.
Like
That's just
that.
how I see it in my head. Yeah.
Naghod.
NagHod. Okay, it's in front of my screen now.
Good.
So when we were talking to Noghood, he said that their plan was to go up at some point into Hatia and kill that guy you don't like. And then everyone would be able to be the boss up there. Did he say any of that to you guys?
That's what he wants. He can do as he pleases if he lets me free, but he won't. So he must die so I can be free.
You know why he won't? That's kind of weird if you just don't want to be here anymore.
What's the point of trapping you guys here?
He won't let me leave.
Is he taking power from you, or is there any reason why he would keep you here?
I don't know, but he won't let us leave.
Looking out, do I see any crack in the sky or any imagery of a bubble or sheen or anything like that?
Give me a perception roll.
Can I look as well? That sounds like.
Yep.
Well, I don't know if I would. 15.
So bad.
What'd you get?
Oh, 14.
Okay.
Sorry, I guess pick it up.
Yeah, you don't see any cracks or anything.
Also, can I insight him? What his last answer is like? He doesn't. Does he actually not seem to know why that he's being kept here? Or is he just like, just keep saying he's?
Okay, sure.
Okay. 31.
Jeez.
Best you can tell, he's being honest with you.
Okay. Have you do you know anything about the runes that we talked to Boyd and he showed us where the rune was, and Jarzagon had a rune underneath him too. Do you know anything about those? They seem to make the cracks in the sky. I don't know if you've seen them.
What ruins?
I'll look at my compass actually as
Yeah.
they're talking about that.
Okay. As you look at it, Karis, you can give me a perception roll. Or survival roll? Wisdom roll?
Survival. Usually I would do survival.
Survival roll.
Can I help her if I'm like looking as well? If I'm like
Sure.
over?
You can peer over.
Okay. Do you want to roll twice, Rachel, or do you want me to roll myself?
Why don't you
what's
each
that?
roll
What'd you
one?
ask?
Each roll one.
Okay.
In
Okay.
this case.
16.
Oh, dirty 20.
You both kind of get a sense that it's pointing north of here.
So not anywhere near him.
No, you don't see anything pointing. It's
Mm.
pointing north,
Okay.
which you would surmise as the direction of where the dragon is.
Okay.
Oh, so we're south of the dragon at this point.
Yep.
Okay. I thought you were confirming there was something up north. I was like, there is.
No, you're way west right now,
Anyway,
so it's pointing north from where you are.
Okay.
I'll nudge Feren to put out his notebook, but we'll say there's these. Well, so do you know Boyd the demon? Or he was a demon.
Yeah, he had
Do
a
you know
lot of
who he
bad
is?
names.
He had a lot of, but he changed his name a lot, made deals. Do you know who that is?
The zoo.
I don't know.
Okay.
I
He
only
was a
saw
demon.
some.
Oh, other people that made the deal. Is that what you mean?
Others that he brought here.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You guys didn't come here at the same time then. It was one by one, maybe?
He brought groups.
Well, he was a demon who made deals a lot, and he had a deal he made with us where he made us, which apparently not good knew who he was because he apparently originally came here and made a deal with Illuminance as well, like you did. But he had us. He led us into the old version of Crestwood, which is like, and I'll kind of point the direction it is, that old city over there. And he made a deal with us where we would kill him, which we didn't understand the deal, and we didn't really understand why he wanted us to do that, but he did. So we did, and when we were there, we saw these runes on the ground. Yeah, no, I'll just point to them. And when we destroyed them, it started making the cracks in the sky. And the same thing happened when we defeated Jarzagon. He was on top of some sort of rune, which when we destroyed, it seemed to make more cracks in the sky. So, well, they're opposite. We did the Jarzagon one first. But we think that Nagud has one as well because he wouldn't talk about it, and
And this compass shows it.
yeah. Do you know anything about those? Illuminance didn't seem to know about them either. We don't know what those are.
Or he was lying.
Or he was lying.
I don't know those.
It seems that there's
Insight.
a chance that there's
Yeah, can I
magic
say him too?
Sure.
that Illuminance makes us forget. Well, if Illuminance is the one that made these runes make us forget that we've seen them. There's a chance maybe that happened to you. Again, not saying you have to, but if you wish, I've been successful at helping other people remember seeing these runes. If you want me to try that on you, just an offer.
What did you take it for your insight rolls?
16.
30.
Okay. You don't sense deception from him.
Because Calm didn't know either. Yeah, I'll wait for him to answer Ren's.
You think I forgot?
I don't know.
Well-
There's so many people have forgotten that Illuminance possibly brought them here with the blue flash. And there's been a lot of memory warping magic.
And every
Everybody
time
that's come here.
If I let you do this, will it prove enough for you to join me in killing him?
The others?
Just thinking. Sorry, we're still getting used to the change of things.
We would just want to make sure that everyone in the city is safe.
Yeah, we don't want anyone to get hurt.
Or can be freed.
If you're free, you can go other places. But
We won't stop
we want
you.
everyone in the city to be safe and untouched.
Are all you guys genuine in saying that he can go free?
Yeah.
As long as he doesn't hurt the people in the city and
Yeah.
people that were brought
Mhm.
here.
He looks at all of you. I want him dead.
Sounds like we do too.
I can agree to that.
He'll hop off the roof, kind of flap his wings as he lands close to you, Renan.
So bizarre.
Take out the moon orb. And yeah, I mean the shield's been on his back, Katana's at his side, nothing's out. He will. This doesn't have anything higher on it, does it? Yeah, just making sure with how it's worked in here. Does casting anything higher make any difference in your game?
No.
I will.
I was gonna say too, just to clarify, we said everyone in the area, right? I didn't mean just the city, I meant like everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
me
say,
too.
yeah. Anyone stuck here as well, and everyone here, yeah.
I'll even
You
have
said
Kara
you-
say, like, just to clarify, it's everyone stuck here.
Everyone
They're
who's brought
untouched.
here, everyone.
But everyone, when you're
I
off to
just
your side.
want him dead.
So it is a deal.
We can agree to that.
You help me kill him and set me free. All right, he stands there, holds out his arm for you. Long, sharp claws on its hand, very thin, long features, but
As I'm reaching out, just a real quick, like, Renan's really close to his oath, right? And shielding against the darkness. Is there anything if he reaches to Elisha like before, where it's like she trusts me to do that? Do I get any sense of like this is betraying my oath sort of thing?
give me a charisma check in the moment.
Check.
Yep.
14.
You don't sense anything.
Cast remove curse.
All right. Orb glows a little bit. Lights up on your hand. Lights up on the scaly skin of Zangul.
Renan tries to keep his cool.
He just stares down. He's probably stands about like 6'8" to 7 foot or so. Just very long, skinny body, and holds out his arm. And you're reaching up and grabbing it, and just staring down at you the whole time. And you cast it, and he just keeps his eye contact on you. Nothing.
You
It's
know
interesting.
then, do you have any idea? I don't know if there was anything like that in Vraxen or anything you know about that kind of magic. But do you know what would be like if the runes in the sky seem to be, the sky cracks and stuff seem to be connected? Do you know anything about magic like that or powers like that? Even the other demons that you know?
Anything about these ruins.
Just saying.
Okay.
Do you would you be interested in helping us kill Nagud? Because we think that might be a way to get to Illuminance as well. Would that interest you?
If these runes are trapping us here,
Nagud, the dragon.
Yeah.
Those ruins are keeping us here.
we
I
don't
think
know.
we don't
We're
know much about them,
guessing.
to be honest.
The
But we
only
do know. Sorry.
the only thing we know is that Boyd, the other demon, didn't want to be here either, I don't think. He was helping Colin, by the way. He was giving
He
him
was.
supplies to blow up the beacon. So, like a secret ally of you or something.
Yeah.
And he wanted us to get rid of the room. He wanted to be dead. And
he
when
he led us to it too.
Yeah, and when we told Naghood about it, he said that Boyd was a traitor.
And
we know that
there's
Nagud is extremely allied with Illuminance.
Mm-hmm.
and there seems to be a problem where if you know about the runes, you can't talk about them. We don't know if it's a spell or some sort of agreement they had, but they're not able to say it. Even Boyd, who was trying to help us, he told us he couldn't say anything. So we think it may be connected, or at least it might hurt. The people allied with Illuminance seem to be protecting them. We don't really, that's the only connection we know though, since nobody else seems to know much about them.
The one you speak of. I
Boyd?
do not know his real name,
We don't either.
but Illuminance does. I know who you
Oh.
speak of.
Oh,
He is enslaved to Illuminance because Illuminance has his name.
What? What does that mean?
I was wondering if that's why he used to fake.
Some, like us, if their true name is known, can be commanded. He is one of them.
Oh,
Oh.
so he had us kill him to be free? Is that what you think happened?
That's what it sounds like.
is he dead? Or
Yeah,
did he go somewhere else?
Did
alive
you
somewhere?
slay him?
we
Yeah.
did.
Then he
We
is
were sad
free
to
of
kill
this
him.
place.
Like
Does
his
that
soul
mean
might have
like
went.
dead though?
I do not know.
I hope he got out. I liked him.
So he
But-
actually was our friend.
Mm-hmm.
This ally of Illuminance, I will slay him with you.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that'd be great. we just
Hi,
we tried to
buddy.
get in,
I'm best friend.
yeah, we just got in battle with him and we escaped, but he was too powerful for just us alone. So we're gonna try and gather some help and try and get rid of him. Do you know where he is? Do you know where he's located? We have his location if you need it.
He has been seen flying north of here.
He's really scary. We almost
Yeah.
it was rough with who we had. I'll say that.
He kills any demons that go near.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
that's
that.
interesting. Okay.
Do you know him at all well, or do you just?
Yeah.
No.
Is Vraxon a really big place then? Because it seems like you guys don't know each other very much.
Vraxon is huge.
Oh, what's it like?
Imagine nothing. As far as you can see.
Oh no. Is that where Mr. Shaw is?
Does it look like
Oh.
like space with a bunch of stars and stuff?
Yeah. Does it kind of look like space?
No,
Okay.
it's
that's what I was
dry and barren.
Oh.
about.
Okay.
Interesting.
Is there a lot of people there? Is there like cities there and stuff?
Some.
Um, Mr. Zangle, I don't know if you would know this, but sometimes when I do magic, it kind of messes with me a little bit. Do you know why that would be?
Magic.
Like I can poof somewhere else. And sometimes when I poof somewhere else, it feels like something is holding other people back and they get left behind. But it didn't used to be like that.
You mean teleporting?
Teleporting. Is
Yeah.
that what you call it?
That is why we cannot leave.
Oh.
Illuminance keeps us here.
Oh, that's Illuminance stopping that?
He keeps us here.
Can you do that normally?
Some among us can.
I still can, kinda, though. Is that not normal?
The ability to leave this place is gone.
Oh.
But
So you
to
can travel
move,
on within it.
between locations here may not be as affected.
Mm.
Did that start as soon as we're free from the tower? We didn't have any issue before
Free
the towers
from the what?
vanished, right?
No, we did, because when we were trying to go to the woods, Briar
Mhm.
got left behind. That was when that first started, and
Yeah.
that was
It's
before. Yeah.
I don't remember.
Also, Mr. Zangle, do you know what is up with some slugs? There are these weird slugs that happened after Jarzagon died. And they're all over, they're eating everything. It's really gross. And they even are eating like people. And we were at a place, and I guess like a demon had hung up sacks all over with slugs in it, and these monsters like came from them.
If they are from Vraxon, they're nothing good.
I guess everything is from Vraxon then.
Should be.
Okay. But you don't know who that other demon is that put that up?
No.
Or Jarzagon, did you know him at all? Or no?
No.
Okay. Do you know why it would be important to Illuminants for us to stay in the aura? Because one thing Noghood said to us is that we belonged to Illuminants and we needed to go back in the aura and we shouldn't ever leave it. And it seemed like that was important, and I didn't know.
He probably wants to keep you safe from us. We get hungry.
Do you know what he plans on using all of us for when the time comes? Like why he wants to keep us safe until whatever? Do you know anything about that?
He has his plans.
So he didn't
You
tell you.
I do not know the details.
Did you ever work with an Abdul Stokes?
Who?
Yeah.
Insight,
Jokes.
just in case.
Sure.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, I rolled really good. 27.
Wow.
29.
You sense no deception.
What is
Oh.
going on?
Wow.
I guess I'll say like, well, so he was
What
a
a last minute trick.
he was a demon who worked in the city, which he was disguised as a human. He ran this company in the city, and he was under disguise for like a long time. And eventually he was found out as being a demon, and so when he was killed, he said your name, and he said that he had failed you, and so we thought that he worked with you, but you don't know who that is.
He's loyal to Illuminants. With his
That's what
dying
Naga
breath,
said too.
shedding more doubt and hatred upon me, rather
I
than
see.
Illuminants. Any
Let's start.
demon that is close to this city is allowed there by Illuminants.
That must be why Boyd was allowed in too.
Because he was
He was
enslaved by
He
him.
was.
Yeah, he'd come in and out.
But I guess
So
he was
he-
able to sometimes be forced by him, but sometimes do his own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think his workaround was to get us to kill him. That's what he wanted
Or
to.
Gollum and other people, yeah.
So here's what's weirder. That guy, Mr. Stokes, or the demon, he was the one that was in charge of Spire.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, that's
That
where Column got his injection to brain control people that was helping you. That's where we got our injections. And this demon was the one to suggest the ingredients to make it so that we could get magic powers. Would you have any idea why Illuminants would even want that or care? Or why that demon
Yeah.
would want that?
A more capable soul is a far more delicious soul.
Really?
Big grin across his face.
Really? I think I'm just
Uncomfortable.
gonna- Uh-huh.
Visibly uncomfortable.
Okay. Yeah.
I just told wheat is delicious, more delicious than anyone.
Well, thank you. Blush, blush.
You guys are all
Just kidding.
snack. Look at you go.
We are a snack.
Do you know if we were going to speak about Illuminance or even this conversation, is he able to hear it all the way from the city, or does he just be close? Like, how far do his powers reach? I guess because we're nervous about this conversation even.
Now there is no tower. Correct.
Yep.
Then not very far. If he gets another tower, we'll be pushed further away. If he gets a more powerful, he may wipe us out entirely.
Okay.
Oh, I had a question.
Is there a reason why he would want you dead so bad if he could just, like, because he could just sit there with everybody for a while until he got powerful enough? Or is it because I guess you have messed with him a lot.
Maybe he fears me. Maybe he keeps me to keep everyone in line.
I could
Common
see
enemy.
that.
Give everybody an
Yeah.
enemy.
Uh-huh.
How did you start with Colin? Was he your first human that you worked with against Illuminance, or have there been more?
When I found him, I sensed power. So I did not eat him as I did the others I saw. His hatred for Illuminance. I knew that we could work together.
Makes sense. Especially if you can't get in the aura, but he could. Sort of.
He would provide the way. And when that way was made, we could strike.
And he just looks to all the demons around him.
Hmm.
Now that will be your job.
What happens to the city when Illuminance is dead? The people on this land?
We will be free.
But does that
That-
mean
what
free
does
as
that
in
mean?
Boyd dies and goes somewhere else, and you die and go somewhere else, and we're just dead? Do you know how we get out of here?
We will just be free. I don't know exactly what happens, but we can leave.
How do you know that for real?
Because he doesn't want me to get to him. He's the one who brought us here. His death will set us free.
So
Did he? Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Hang on.
We have
Are you
so many
changing the
questions.
subject, or I'm following up?
It's along the lines, but it's a little bit of a deviation. So if you have a question,
just follow
that's
up real
in
quick?
it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you arrive here after or before he set up the tower and brought people within the city, souls within the city?
Before.
So you were
Before he
here
set
when
up the tower.
when the blue flash happened and he destroyed everything in the city?
No.
But there was nothing here when he brought you here.
No.
Did you say you met the people from Crestwood? Did you say you met them? I thought you said that earlier.
We
I thought.
found some.
Ah.
We needed to eat.
Yeah, I figured. Okay.
Oh, in the
Did you
city,
find-
you mean? Like when you first came?
The city.
He points kind of relatively southward to you guys, southeast.
That was like a long time ago, though, right?
Yes.
So, my question is, so you guys were also trapped in Voraxon, right?
Yes.
So, you're trapped in Varaxon, and Illuminance was trapped in Varaxon? If he was trapped in Varaxon, how could he get untrapped and also poof a bunch of other people around?
He came to us.
He wasn't trapped in Roxanne.
Oh. Okay.
So he wasn't
I
trapped
get-
there. He just got banished from his home. And he came to you all.
Oh. I see, I see.
He came looking for those willing to work with him.
That makes sense. Were there people that didn't want to work with him?
I'm sure there were,
Okay.
but he is very convincing with his lies.
Hmm. So
He's a good liar then. He's like a really good liar.
Like,
I mean, like, I
He would say
Okay.
whatever he needs to say to get you to agree with him.
He's more a deceiver than
okay. Good to know.
So, one of the reasons why we started questioning him in the first place was because we were at the Spire Tower. I don't know if you know enough of the city to know what that is.
Column spoke of it.
Yeah, it's where the injection happened. And it is where we were a lot, and Mr. Shaw, the guy that invented the injection, was there. And there was a point where Illuminance just like something, we saw a blue flash. We were in the tower, it was at night. And then all of a sudden we were in a different place. It was just black with like sparkles, like stars and stuff. And there was nothing else there. And Illumins just said, "You're too much of a risk, bye," and he left. We didn't know where it was.
you like
Mr. Shaw
banished us
was
somewhere.
Yeah. Mr. Shaw was able to send us back, but he couldn't do it for himself. So have you ever heard of any way that we could help him or bring him back? Because he could help.
I do not know.
Do you know anything about how Illuminants, you know how the people with the beacon, well, I don't know if you know this, people with the beacon basically are encouraged to give up their souls or be like when they're old, or bad people are judged and they get consumed by fire, and it's like you're supposed to help strengthen the beacon. Is that Illuminants' way of like eating souls? Like when you guys say you get hungry, is that kind of his thing, or does he do something with them?
I do not know. But he wanted to claim every soul.
Is that why you turned on him? Or was there anything that happened?
Yeah, like how long did
He
the
seeks to
timeline go?
starve us.
Uh,
This is not
How-
what he promised.
I guess maybe that's part of the reason why it took us so long to believe you, because Jarzagon is out there and he was able to feed upon souls, and the dragon is seemingly left alone. Was there something he didn't allow you to do?
He keeps us away with that tower.
So,
But you're now more mad at Illuminance. Be free. Whereas even if Illuminance goes down and the tower goes down, you leave those souls alone?
I want to be free.
Yeah, besides, that's our deal.
Just want to
Yeah.
Okay. Make sure I understood that correctly.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, because was it like when you came here right away you realized that like he tricked you, or did it take like time for you to realize?
It was immediate.
Mhm.
Oh.
But you said that the city wasn't there yet, or at least the aura and the people weren't there yet. So how did you know who's starving you? Or did he set that up?
They were his. And I protested. And he pushed us out.
Oh, like that happened just like once you got there.
Oh, he really was protecting the city, in a way.
He's protecting what he has claim over.
Yeah.
That's what I meant, yeah.
But
in
it
his
is not
eyes-
for your benefit. It is for his own.
Correct. But he used the truth to deceive people. Well, not the truth, but
Well,
twisted the
Sort of.
truth
parts of the
to
truth.
tell other people. Yeah.
He is a liar.
So you think he might have brought you here just so you could be the bad guy to make him look good? Do you think that's what happened?
I would not doubt it is possible.
Hmm.
I mean,
Do you,
vibes.
not that you know. Do you know like what never mind, actually. I was gonna ask, I think we already asked that. I was gonna ask if you knew what Not Good wanted, but MHP, everybody wants something different, so
Yeah, it sounds like everyone wants something different.
yeah.
And you don't know much about Zarzagon, do you? Like at all?
I do
You said
not
you know
know who
him.
that is.
Okay.
Oh, I
He
thought he
wasn't.
said he did earlier. He doesn't know who
No,
he
he
is?
has no idea
No.
who Jarzagon is.
Could have swore he said he
Mm.
did. Okay, my bad. I obviously hear
It
random
was
things
it was
all
the
time.
one that you with Boyd. He said he knew stuff about Boyd,
Yeah.
but
okay.
not Jarzagon, and he
So
knows
that's probably
about the
through Column
dragon
and all
too.
that.
He knows about the dragon, but the name is different. It's just he knows about the dragon.
It may have been he was lumped in with like a group of other
Yeah, that's probably
demon
what I was
names or
thinking.
something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or it could have
So-
just been our misconception of thinking they're all working together from the start.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
because
if okay,
well, because if you didn't get any runes to protect,
yeah.
you don't
He wouldn't
really
have.
know some of the other demons. It does kind of seem like you
Which it
and
seems like the-
your friends were all here to be the bad guy.
And it seemed like all the demons who had runes to protect were somehow enslaved or indebted to him in some way. So
Or had, yeah, like some part to play in whatever he was supposed to do. It seems like there's more to his plan. Like, that's what Noghood was saying, but I just don't know what it is, or it seems like it was going to take a long time, though. I mean, already taken, what, however many, 42 years? So,
It's the new year. Who knows? Maybe we'll be fine tomorrow. Anyways.
He must be stopped. There will be a harvest at some point.
He wants power to defeat his enemy.
oh, you mean, oh, you're saying he would harvest people? That's what you mean?
Yes.
Oh. I mean, I guess he could. He did it to the city the first time.
Is there, do you know any rules or magic that's involved that is stopping each other from attacking directly the souls that he's claimed? Like, if they're not in your aura, you can eat them. But if they are, it's just the aura that's protecting. It's not some other rules or magic or thing out
For
there, right?
us,
Yeah.
if one like you leaves, the protection from Illuminance, there is nothing stopping us. I could attack you now.
So if we had like a little bit later, like a plan or a time or whatever to meet up where the dragon kind of is, would that be okay, or would you want to go right now to fight him?
I am ready to go whenever you are. I'm sick of waiting.
Would it just be you that's coming?
These ones likely won't stand a chance.
We might need a little bit more help on our end. I'll look at you guys, be like, do we, or obviously in my brain I'm not mentioning Rodden, obviously.
Yeah.
So I'm not mentioning, because basically I'll just be like, are we, because yeah, he is not gonna be on. So I'm like, is it like,
I don't think
oh,
need anybody else personally.
just not to be weird. I don't know if I can do, I don't know if it's too meta gaming, but can I like, how powerful does Jarzagon look? Like, does he look like he could hold his own in a fight? Yeah. Or Zangul, I'm sorry. Zangul.
Hey, you're getting kind of echoey on your
Yeah,
headphones.
who
I don't know
knows?
if
Oh,
you.
am I?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Hold on, let me. I didn't do
Just
anything
dump the
different.
cat.
She was hanging out for a second.
I approve of this one.
Is it still
Right now you're
still
fine
echoey?
right now, so.
Okay.
Hey,
I'm not sure what's going on.
That was just like a little moment of
Um,
kind of warbly sounding. But
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I forgot what I was saying, but yeah, I guess I'll
I
be
mean,
like, do we need anyone else?
you
or-
get a sense that
Oh yeah.
he seems
Please.
fairly capable. You don't know how capable, but he does look more intimidating than the others around him.
More beefy.
I mean, not beefy, just there's like
Capable.
respect clearly from these other ones around
Okay.
him, like pecking order type thing, where there's like we're gonna stay away from him and not mess with him type of thing. He's the
Bit of a
boss.
hierarchy.
He's the boss, and we're the underlings type of deal.
Mr. Zangul, I hope this doesn't sound offensive, but what sort of things can you do when you're in a fight? Especially against someone like a dragon.
Because we just fought. He can fly. He can do all sorts of horrible damage. It was not.
He keeps
Pleasant.
everything in darkness, which puts us at disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Darkness is no issue for me.
Even
Can you
magical?
Can you share that power with people?
Want to make a deal?
What would you
What would
ask?
you want in return?
I'm not
This
saying.
is sounding very similar to what Rodden had done in the past too. Just so you know.
Oh.
Karis was about to say that, and then she's
Yeah.
like,
We're not trying to
No,
wrong.
I don't know. Actually, we're as long as you can see in the dark, I think we should be fine. We just because some of us can see in the dark, just some of us can't. So, as long as you can see, I think we should be fine. There, just so you know, too, the layout. I'll kind of describe the layout of it, but he's in a cave, and there's this big pit, and it's like has like magical darkness in it, and we think that there's a rune in the pit. We don't know for sure. I think it is. I should say. I spoke for myself. I think there's a rune in the pit, and if anyone goes down into the pit, he will go down there to protect it. There's all sorts of little guys who are like his servants, kind of, and they're pretty easy to kill. But yeah, just to know, there's a few who have some fight to them, but just so you know the layout, and yeah, just so you know the layout of things.
what can you do though besides see in the dark?
Sorry.
I can slash things up real good. Or bite them if I need to. And I can fly, as you can see.
That would be
Like
nice, actually.
Little
That'd
Red
be very
Riding
helpful.
Hood. What big claws you have.
Basically, yeah.
Do you have any of your own magic? Like some of the people that used to work for you? Oh,
I am not of magic.
Okay.
Good
The-
to know.
How do you? Well, so eating people's souls isn't a magic thing.
It's just
What
like
is
a food
that?
thing.
talking about someone's mole or something. It just feels weird bringing it up. Like,
I have the power to stare into a creature and make its soul wither as I devour it.
to make you stronger, or does it just sustain you?
It keeps me fed.
Oh, okay.
What about eating a soul of a dragon? Would it help you at all?
I am willing to find out.
Definitely have it if we defeat it. That's all you.
The only reason I might push for sooner rather than later is any of my magic has time frames on it.
Yeah.
I kind of just look at Garrus.
Yeah, go now.
There would be
Well-
one soul there if they are there or get brought back that the dragon killed. That is also part of our deal. She's off limits.
And who is that?
Just the person that went to help us fight the dragon in the first place.
And she didn't make it out.
He's an ally.
She'll
And the-
help us.
Take down Illuminance. Yep.
Yeah.
As long as this dragon dies. And then Illuminance.
Yeah, we think the dragon is a way to help defeat Illuminance, so.
If you betray me, I will not hesitate to slay every last one of you. And any of you from the city that get in my path. Their lives are in your hands.
Can you tell if anyone is being coerced into working, enslaved, mind controlled?
I do not know any of that.
You didn't really understand how Column's powers worked too well, did you? I'm sorry, I didn't mean that in offensive. I was just curious.
It did not matter to me.
So awful.
I just
Yeah.
want him dead. Whatever
Yeah,
it takes.
And all these guys listen to you, right?
Yes.
So you're able to tell them, everyone in this place, city, and everywhere else is off limits.
He can go free. They can just get out of here.
Once Illuminance is dead,
But you're not going to seek after any others beforehand, if we're still trying to take down Illuminance?
They're being tricked by Illuminance too. We don't want anyone.
Don't want to be tricked again, unfortunately.
as I said, when we kill Illuminance, we will not touch them. But until we are free, we still need to eat.
Who do you usually eat now? Not to be weird, but where do you usually go to like
Actually,
get your
that's
food?
what Michael's about to say.
There
Yeah.
are not
Kobolds to the
many,
north.
but the ones outside of the protection.
Like the trackers, the people who are like, and I'll point in the direction like them.
I don't know who you speak of.
I'll look at
So-
Karis, I guess. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Well, does he drop the aura when he's fighting
If he
Illuminance?
cannot focus on it, it will be down.
Mm-hmm.
We could break his focus and you would help us.
Yes.
So, how controlled is everybody though? Because you were just saying that if the aura gets dropped and it's before Illuminance is dead, they can just eat whoever. So what I don't want to happen is a massacre in the city where demons are going everywhere eating people instead of focusing on Illuminance.
Illuminance will be the priority if you make it the day we go for him.
What if you make it the what?
Like basically the day that you decide we're going for him, Illuminance is a priority.
How about this?
Oh, okay.
We go and kill a dragon today. You give us 1 week. No one is touched. And we'll go in after Illuminance within the week.
Maybe sooner if we're ready.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Just
we have to try and gather our
giving us wiggle
resources.
room.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We have urgency as well. We have people that he has.
I already told you my deal.
You're making this tough on us. How do we know that you're not going to go after people we care about while we're trying to take down Illuminance?
We need to eat, or we will not be able to help.
There.
Do you like kobolds? I don't know if I know what a kobold is. Do you like mini dragons?
There's a whole mess of them.
Guys,
I know.
what the heck?
That just means we don't have much time, guys.
Okay.
So we have a deal.
As long as it's understood, and I'm not trying to be threatening in any way, but that you understand just as much as you told us if we betray you, that you would come after us. If there's a massacre to the people that we love and they're attacked, you will also become our enemy as well. And that's up to you, not to us. I'm not trying to be threatening or mean. We want to take down Illuminance and be free alongside of you. I hope that would help keep control of the situation, but we will not be dragging our feet to go up against Illuminance.
He holds out his long hand.
Any opposition?
I'm just thinking through everything. This is a lot. We've gone through a lot of information in like 7 hours.
Yep.
My goodness.
This is the end game, friends.
Yeah.
I'm going to I will look at him there really fast and be like, you said that powerful souls are more like delicious or whatever. How much could a soul like mine feed you guys? If you got hungry.
I don't
Right.
know.
Just
You always play the self-sacrifice. You don't need to do that.
that's not what I mean. I'm truly thinking practically.
You are one person.
I know.
We need you.
I know. I'm not sacrificing anything yet, but if it was between us and a bunch of random people in the city, I don't know.
Nope.
I'll stop. Okay. Just curious.
That's not how that works.
Back it out of here.
They know the deal.
I don't know.
And
I just making sure.
they know what's at stake. Brandon's very black and white at this point. So
All right. Yeah. I'll no opposition.
Karis, we've been on the defensive long enough. We need to take our enemies down. They have your father, everyone else.
Clarify something, Mark.
Sure.
Is he saying whoever we happen to feed on in the meantime, in between this battle and, you know, whatever is fair game, or is he saying like as we're going into the city, we can eat whoever we want as we're like going over to attack Illuminants? Like, did I get a sense for kind of the implications of what he was saying?
Roll me insight.
I want to make sure I understand. Can I as well or no? Is that not okay? Okay.
Because this whole thing is like a lot of weird word games.
Oh, yeah,
for sure.
And
I'm just playing up Renan's -1, so
Mhm.
I don't think
31.
you'll be able to pick up on any of that.
I'm re-rolling. I'm gonna spend a sorcery point.
All right.
25.
All right. You both sort of come to this understanding of his words to mean they plan to continue to function as normal up until the point of you deciding it's time to fight Illuminants. At which point, they will go all out to get Illuminants. Like, that's their goal, to kill Illuminants. And after that, they will not touch the people once Illuminants is dead.
He's not willing to do the weak deal sort of thing, right?
No, that doesn't seem like that's an option for them.
What is the weak deal?
To not
Oh,
eat
Give
anything
us
for
a
a week.
week,
Gotcha. Yeah.
or even any sort of time frame.
So
Okay.
that's the deal that you feel like you're getting from them. So there is a little bit of urgency in your actions. This is one of those points in the game where it's like, save at this point and you can't go back. Like you're in the end game. So I mean, you guys are already in that point, honestly, by having this conversation. By having this conversation,
exactly the same.
Yeah. But like
Whether
this
we
is
do it or not.
this is a moment where you can make a decision right now to make this
Okay,
deal.
so I don't do. Okay, so to further, do I get the sense that, like, so let's say, you know, because what Karis is afraid of is a bunch of her families being held at the beacon right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, if a bunch of them flood in, is it one of those things that's like they happen to snack on like people as they're going up to Illuminants, or is it like Illuminants?
Why don't you ask him that
priority?
question? Ask him that question.
Okay, I will then. I'll just be like, okay, one thing I'm worried about.
Yes.
There are people I care about at the beacon. I don't want your people eating them on the way to Illuminance.
While we are fighting, we will not have time to feed.
Oh, okay. So it's like a whole process.
So long as they don't get in the way.
They fight back. They're fair game.
Okay.
Also, don't know why I'm laughing because I'm imagining Sandwich with, ooh, Slim Jim. Like, not Jim, not Slim Jim.
Just slipped him, no.
It's just the weirdest, like, thought in my head. Okay.
So if Slim Jim wants to sponsor us for that episode, let me know.
Circle.
Free
approves
advertisement.
this message.
But yeah, that's
Very good
basically what the deal
advice.
you're getting from him is that's what he's putting forward. And his arm outstretched still towards Renan.
Crazy. We could have had Colin and all them too.
I'm
Anyway.
sorry.
No, I just want to go too.
I'm sorry, everyone. Okay, anyway.
You would have killed people in between what we're doing anyway. I shake his hand.
All right. You reach out, you shake his hand. He's got a very strong grip that he kind of squeezes your hand with.
I have a plus I
Woohoo.
athletics. Do I get to match him at all?
Nah, he's stronger than you.
Ooh, nice.
So he just kind of stares down at you with these bright eyes, like bright yellow eyes staring you down.
We have a deal then.
Hope it stays mutual.
Do you know, I guess I'll look at Karis, be like, are we going to try and poof to the dragon's lair, or are we going to... How are we gonna get there?
We could
Arrested.
go.
We had buffs.
We could go now. I don't know if we need to bring anyone else with us.
I don't think so. I don't think it'd be a great idea.
I don't think there's
You
anyone.
think we'll be okay with only one person that can heal with what he's doing?
Do you really want the person you're thinking about joining?
No, I wasn't thinking about. I was thinking about Hibbert. Asking him to come.
Real
we
quick,
know-
Mark, do we feel like they're at the same level of Gwen sort of thing, or are they higher?
Lower?
Hibbert?
Yeah.
lower.
He has recently begun a new journey with
Yeah, I was
Elisha,
gonna say he's...
Mm-hmm.
and he can cast some strong spells, but he's also
low
not
level.
up to your guys' level.
Okay. I guess I thought that he mentioned like being able to do resurrection or whatever. Like maybe he could do it again. So I thought maybe
At some
he...
point down the line, yeah.
Oh, okay, but he's not there yet. I thought for some reason I thought it meant he was
He
like
did kind of
actually
make it sound like
getting
he
there.
could do it today. Yeah, I see what
Yeah.
you're saying.
Yeah,
No, with
he can do the one that's like what Renan could do in a minute.
Revivify.
Or
Yeah.
Revivify, whatever evaded last time in the sepulcher, that thing.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not fully ready to do anything else.
Okay.
we go in ready for the fight, we now know you'll be able to cast stuff so we can see. Zangul can get up in his face and start hurting him. My magic will be enough.
Mm.
We have to start hitting him quick and hard.
They're the only person I can think of we don't want to bring with us, so...
Zangul, with your skills, how confident do you feel in us for fighting a dragon?
Realistically.
Yeah, realistically.
We were pretty optimistic last time and it didn't go well.
The dragon is dangerous. But so am I.
Can I roll an insight to see how much is truth
Posturing?
and how much is like
Yeah.
he thinks a lot of himself,
Sure.
but it might not be true.
I'm
Posturing
level
for
1,
his
that means I'm
boys,
the
yeah.
best thing ever.
I know. He's like level 3.
He's so lame and no one knows.
I'm in the top 3 demons.
19.
Seems pretty confident too.
Okay.
starts flapping his wings and lands back up on the roof.
Do you need
We all-
time?
We want to talk tactics real quick about, are we going down into the pit? Are we staying up above?
I'd say we
Or
do
do
not
we-
go down to the pit unless we have to, because if we can see, it's gonna be better.
The thing is, I can't teleport unless I can see, and that might be based on
Yeah.
her radius. So if I need to get to someone that I can't see, that's my only issue about going down in the pit. But if we maybe split up between the two sides, move back and forth if need be, and we're not getting multiple people in his breath weapon.
Was he asking if we need time to like for a second or like more like do you mean time like we come back like tomorrow or something? Or are you talking about like just for a second? Because you said you're ready to go.
I'm ready. Are you?
I mean, yeah, do we want to just go now?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think we might be as ready as we're gonna be.
I don't think we're going to be taking anybody else. Just want to make sure we're on the same page with tactics.
Well, is there any way out of character we could discuss tactics next session when we play?
Yeah,
Um,
I
just
do feel
because
like
we
my brain's a little
Just-
dead.
Little brain dead.
So much.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I could talk about battle
I
tactics
agree.
Okay,
right
yeah.
now.
I agree.
If that's okay, Mark. Like,
Yeah. So we can end here if you guys want to.
Okay.
As you
When did
have
we start? 6:30?
about 6:30. Yeah. So we're at
Okay.
about 2 hours and 50 minutes of the session so far. So
So we
yeah,
wouldn't be
right.
starting a fight right now anyway, right?
no, we're not
Yeah.
gonna do a fight today.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you guys want to wait to do tactics at the start of the next session,
Yeah.
we can do that.
yeah.
You want it on stream. It's not like we just text about it and chat about it. And
If you want to do that too, we could just kind of end with you guys teleporting over or something if you want, or however you want to end the session.
I'm
I guess let
okay
me
with
know.
ending it here.
Me too.
So ending before you teleport.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Just in case anything changes.
So, he kind of motions for you to be able to use the cabin to speak as you see fit to plan. And some of the demons begin to fly off and walk off. A few of them stick around. And he just seems to be waiting for word that you're ready. But that's where we can end today, as you guys
Cool.
just made a deal with the devil,
Crazy.
and
Yeah, we
Time.
did.
and we'll see what happens next week. It sounds like there may be another dragon fight in your future.
Yeah.
So
Deal with the devil to go up against the other deceiver. Yeah, that's a lot. A lot.
A lot of devils in this game.
Oh
Mhm.
man.
Oh, yeah. It's a heavy focus of this game for sure.
For real.
But we are
Gotta
going
go.
to end here. And there will likely be a raid at the end of this, if I time this well. But we will send a raid off to somebody, and maybe not. I don't know. It's all timing, like the video ends. Maybe I'll come out at the end and talk to you guys too. I don't know. We'll see. But thank you for joining us. Either way, we love y'all, and thank you that you came and supported us all the way to session 100, and continuing on as we approach the end of this game. We are truly an end game content now, and the end is quickly approaching, so we'll see where things go. So we will see you soon. Check out the Discord because there's fun stuff there, and we love y'all. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for watching.